Hey guys!
Hey guys!
We have an exciting one today.
Today's good.
It's good.
We know that because we've already done it.
Yeah, and it's good.
It's good.
Alright.
Now, what are we doing today?
We are doing a cheap versus expensive tie-dye on our Boohoo sweatpants.
I know what you're thinking. That's a sick idea. You guys are incredible.
True.
You're right.
Yeah. So, let's get started. What did we do? We bought two different types of tie-dye. One
was from Officeworks, which is like, in the American equivalent is Staples. So we bought one from Officeworks that was $30 Australian, because Kmart has been sold out everywhere. Because I think everyone is tie-dyeing in quarantine. I think tie-dye is trending.
Yeah, it is.
And I think the shelves have been stripped of all tie-dye material, so we had to search high and low.
Yeah, it was really difficult. So our $30 one was the expensive one, and then the one we got from Kmart, which is like your Target, is $5, right?
Yeah.
You get a lot more.
It's actually $8. I'm so sorry.
It's $8? It's $8. Oh, my bad. The one from Kmart is $8, which is our cheap one, and we thought we'd compare the two to see how they go.
Yeah, I've used the Kmart one before on a One Direction t-shirt, and it turned out really nice. I obviously made some big mistakes. I didn't shake the powder properly, and it kind of turned out a bit chalky and clumpy, so I knew to avoid that this time.
So we woke up really early this morning, and talk us through what you did for your one first. So Millie used the expensive one, and I used the cheap one, and we're going to compare them at the end.
So I wanted to do like the what's it called, the spirally circle pattern, which is achieved by like twisting the material in like a circular motion, then putting the rubber bands. And I did one leg at a time. I did one leg twisted and then the other leg twisted, and then I did like the crotch part twisted. I didn't want like a big bullseye on my crotch area. That's what I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Like,
Well, yeah, you don't want to ride there, you know, and you don't want to ride on your ass either, so I think you did the right thing. What colors did you use?
So I wanted to do like a pink, purple, yellow. I'm like such a fan of that color combination. I wanted to steer away from the greens and the blues. I didn't want to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
And I was so scared. So when I first put on I started with the yellow, and the yellow was beautiful, and I was like, cool, this is exactly the color I want. The material of the Boohoo pants, all of the dyes say that you should wash your garment first, and I believe that that's also just to help like loosen up the fabric of it. These are brand new pants, so I think maybe we should have done that. Who knows?
In the instructions it said to wash them because it can get rid of anything that might stop the dye from sticking, so like they might have some chemicals or whatever on them. We did not do that.
We did not do that.
Because we didn't prepare in advance and they weren't going to dry in time, so we skipped that step. So
when I put the dyes on, it kind of just like, it was waterproof. Like it just kind of, the beads sat there on it, and I was like, oh no. So with my gloves, I just pressed it in a bit, which it gets messy. I'm like, it gets so messy. So I pressed it in, and then when I put the red on, I was like, oh no, because I knew that it's red. You know, it doesn't come advertised as pink, it comes as red, and I was just like, I don't really want red, purple, yellow, but I'm just gonna risk it and, you know, wash it a bit sooner than it tells me to, so that it hopefully goes pastel-y pink.
most packs that you buy tie-dyes in, the red, it is red.
The red
like,
is the pink.
It's supposed to turn pink if you, like, depending on how you dilute it, so.
But Tiasha brought this up, and I think it's a great idea, is I wish that it had, like, if you want pink, leave it on for 5 hours instead of 6.
Yeah.
But whatever, we learn, we live.
Yeah.
This is an experiment. And so I just kind of pressed all the colors in until it was fully saturated on both sides. which is really easy and very fun. It's very crafty and fun.
It is fun.
And then as I wrapped it up in the cling wrap, it was just so dark and I was kind of freaking out a bit.
But we were like staying optimistic. We're like, we'll wash it out. So in the instructions it says if you want intense color, you wash it out in 6 to 8 hours for that specific dye.
So I was like knowingly gonna wash out 5.
Yeah, like 4 to 5.
Hours.
So we were like, cool, whatever. And then I started to do mine. I wanted, like, I saw this Redante, it's Redant? I don't know. But Dove Cameron wore it in one of her Instagram posts. I'll put the photo here. And I was like, oh my God, that's like the prettiest sweat combo ever. So I was heavily inspired by that. So I wanted pink and yellow, and I wanted to like merge into orange in some places. And I just did the crumple effect where you literally just go and then tie it together, and then hopefully it spreads in like a fun pattern. I use the cheap dyes, the $8 ones, and they come with a lot less. And so Millie said before, you have to really make sure you shake them properly because the powder just clumped at the bottom a bit, so we were getting a bit nervous about that.
It does like that.
Wait,
focus,
yeah.
Where it like builds up at the bottom, so if you don't get that, it's gonna come out like chalk. Especially the red one I had an issue with.
But I actually had no problems at all. My ones actually, I found, absorbed a lot easier than Millie's ones did.
And the pink was pink.
The pink, when you're squirting it on, you can see immediately. Unlike Millie's that came on red, mine were pink straight away, so I wasn't worried about that. There was a bit less dye, so I actually ran out of the yellow, and I used a little bit of Millie's yellow to kind of finish up some spots. So I was a bit worried about whether there'd be 2 different types of yellow, and then I was like, what the heck, the more colors the better.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. So exciting. And so mine was actually pretty easy, and then I wrapped mine up and I was like, cool, I'll probably leave mine for like 6 hours because like
it's turned out already
the really perfect
nice,
color.
yeah.
So even if it hits full vibrancy, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
And then a few hours passed, we went and got breakfast, had a lovely day.
And then when I came back and looked at the parcel that I had created.
All right, tell them what's going on.
Hi guys. So, bad news. I think it's gonna be red. I thought if I just didn't leave it on for a super long time, then it would be like a pink, but it looks red.
Let's
so
just have a look.
I'm having a panic attack.
So that's mine, and that's what pink looks like.
Okay, okay.
And this is Millie's, and it looks like a giant tampon. A giant tampon with a gel with heavy flow.
Okay.
So what are we gonna do? Wash it out now?
Yeah.
Okay, go. It straight up looked like blood.
And I was like, oh no. Because these pants are so comfortable, guys.
Guys,
they're so comfortable.
If there's anything you take out of this video, it's that those sweatpants are like...
They're like lined with some fleecy. It's so soft. And I don't have any tracksuit pants, and I've wanted some for so long.
And we're going to the snow next weekend to go like on a little snow trip with our friends, and we were like, oh, we want to use these sweats so bad. So
I was like half worried, being like, oh, I'm gonna have to do a Boohoo order right now.
Yeah.
But I washed it out in the sink, and it took about 10 minutes of just like rinsing it and getting all the dye out, which I still fully didn't do. But that's okay because I like the vibrancy. But the more the dye came out, the more it turned like pinky purple. The dye bled into the white parts and it became fully pink and then like splotches of the other colors. And I love how that looks. I would have normally freaked out, but I really liked how it looks because I wear a lot of pink, you know that. And so for me, this is a non-issue that the whole pants turned pink. But you guys will see, like, it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks
and I
really
don't know
good.
how to tell you how I did that.
I then, a few hours later, did mine, and I really didn't want mine to bleed because I was like, my whole effect works because there's white as like a contrast, and so if the yellow bled, it would literally make it look like pee stains, and I just didn't want that.
Yeah.
So I was like really careful about washing it, and I like did like half a leg at a time kind of thing, and I didn't want the yellow to seep into other bits, and it actually worked really well. Like mine hasn't segmented
Not at all.
I love mine so much. But I also, like, I feel like there are heaps of white blank spaces. And I'm actually not mad about it because I'm going to try it on and see what it looks like. And I think that once it's on, it's going to look less obvious.
I agree.
But it's really interesting because when you do the tie-dye, you've covered everything. So you think that you've got everything.
But because of the crumple method
effect.
and the rubber bands, like,
Yeah.
you have no idea what
You have
you've
no
done.
idea. You have no idea.
Yeah, I was saying before, but with tie-dye, it's so fun. And you can go into it with inspiration that's a-okay, but it is so unpredictable, and just be happy with the result because it's gonna look sick.
Yeah,
it's
honestly.
a one of a kind pair of pants or top.
Should we do the reveal?
I think we should do the reveal.
Okay, so guys, currently while we're making this video, the pants are drying on our line right over there. What you can see right now is what has been after we've rinsed it in the wash.
We haven't yet like done a cycle of
Yeah.
putting them in the wash.
So what does the instruction say? It says to quickly rinse it in the sink, and then if you to then proceed to put it in a washing machine on really warm water with a lot of water, and it says to do a cycle, and I think that gets rid of any extra dye. But me and Millie are scared to do it because we don't want the dye to come off. Like, we really like it the way it looks now.
I'm just gonna let it sit as it is for a bit longer,
Yeah.
and then wash it tomorrow.
I think I'm gonna wash mine. I've already decided not to, and then I decided to, and then
She's
I did.
flip-flopping.
I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right after this video. But right now, here is the reveal. What do you guys think?
What do you think?
I'm
so happy.
I
with
genuinely
mine.
love it.
I was freaking out for a hot second, but I love how they turned out.
They
And
both look great.
I could never have imagined the outcome.
I love the way the yellow pops on yours. Like, I think it looks so cool.
Guys, it
Just
looks like watercolor. Like,
Yeah.
it's so pretty. I'm gonna wear these pants every day.
that was my first time tie-dyeing ever. So I'm like shook by how I really like the results.
And a little addicted.
Oh,
A lot addicted.
like we have these we just have like spare lying around. I'm like, what can I tie-dye?
I was like
What
an
can I tie-dye?
animal in my wardrobe, just being like, what's white?
Yeah, anything.
Not white.
But it
no
doesn't
more.
even have to be white. Just remember that. Like, if you want to tie-dye at home, remember you can take like a colored t-shirt and tie-dye it. Like, it's so cool.
That's true. Guys,
So
we told you it was a good one.
Oh my gosh. So the conclusion, I guess, like cheap versus expensive. Like, what do you think?
I think it depends what outcome you want, but also obviously different. We gave you 2 brands, but every brand will be different.
Yeah.
Every single formula will be different. Obviously, I think they're all the dye powder with that you put water.
Yeah.
But
In my mind, like, you pay more for the other dyes and you get more because you get refill dyes and stuff like that.
yeah,
But for me, for a weekend project, I actually think the cheaper one's more worth it.
I agree.
It does almost like a more predictable job. Like, you're gonna get what you've
Yeah.
done. Whereas your one, it was like, what the is happening? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what color it's gonna come out or what it looks like or anything.
I
And that's
agree.
a bit concerning.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So yeah, don't be afraid of cheap dyes, I guess, is what the moral of this story is.
Yeah, just have fun with it. It's craft. Mama.
It's supposed to be fun. But yeah, let us know what you think. Like, what's the most creative thing you've tie-dyed? You know what I mean? Like, we're just doing sweats, but a lot of people do like jumpers, jerseys, belts.
Quilt
like,
covers?
Quilt covers. I saw someone on TikTok do a quilt cover and I was like, oh my gosh.
yeah.
And also, can we talk about how like tie-dye is back in?
I'm all
'Cause
about
isn't
it.
that weird?
I'm all
I
about
never
it.
thought tie-dye would come back in.
Every single TikToker is wearing a matching tie-dye tracksuit, and I'm all about it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Marshmallow Gals, Gals, and subscribe to us here if you're not already, and hit the notification bell and all the jazz that goes along with what we beg you to do at the end of the video.
And until then,
Don't forget to keep it cute.
and keep it sweet. Mwah!
You guys are really awesome.